Success Marketer, the podcast designed for you, the small business owner looking to jumpstart your business with quick marketing strategies you can take with you to increase sales, reach, and growth. I'm Andrew Hayes.
And I'm Holland Berkey.
Welcome back, Holland.
Hey.
We're back here at the table.
Yes, we are. We're doing our July recap today.
Oh, very exciting.
Some very exciting stuff. There are some things that nostalgia is in this one for sure.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. So how are you, Andrew?
I'm doing good. You know, it's a nice day. It's a little humid outside here. Summer in Wisconsin. So.
Yes, definitely had a heat wave the last couple of days. Yesterday, it got to 93. I was not prepared for that. And I was wearing like very heavy clothing. Not ready. And like, I think it was in Britain. They did a world record, or their record for heat. It was like 102 degrees over in Britain, and that's like, they usually are cold over there, and like it was very bad.
Oh God.
Like 2 days in a row, they were like beating their records every single time. So like, and there's wildfires happening. Oh my gosh, there's just the hot summer apparently.
The hot summer, the world's on fire.
It is.
Anyway, okay, so enough small talk about the weather. Let's get into some of these marketing things, and then we'll kind of go into a bit of what we did on the podcast this month. But we'll save that for the end, so you can go back and kind of check out those for improving your business or nonprofit this month.
Any of the ones you missed this month.
So let's start out today with Prime Day happened.
Yes.
What, like two weeks ago when
Yes.
this release
Was it 12th and 13th?
12th to
you
the
said?
13th
Yeah.
this year. Prime Day is always a fun time. It's kind of like, I don't know, if you don't know about it, which I'm sure you do, but like Black Friday basically in the summer.
It's Christmas in July.
Yeah, and a lot of good deals on Amazon, and I definitely did take part in it this year.
Yeah, I did not. I honestly didn't know that it was happening I feel like I didn't see a lot of ads for it.
Yeah,
I mean,
fair.
I'm not a very heavy Amazon like user, so maybe I'm just not in their algorithm and I don't really get a lot of ads for them every once in a while. But I didn't know it was happening until my mom texted me. Was like,
It's
you
Prime
should
Day.
look.
It's
You
Prime
should
Day,
look.
baby.
There might be some sales. But we all kind of know e-commerce has been steadily growing, especially since the pandemic in 2020. Even before that, it's been growing, but it's just been booming. And so Amazon Prime Day is just like a huge e-commerce day, because not only does Prime usually, like obviously they're doing their sale, a lot of other e-commerce stores kind of piggyback off of Prime Day, and they'll have their own sales going either the same day or that same week, and just be like, these people are already looking for deals online and shopping. Let's also get in on this.
For sure.
They're riding the wave of Amazon for sure.
For sure. I mean, and so there was a lot of good deals, a lot of big stuff on Amazon, and it kind of just showcases how much, people aren't shopping in brick and mortar stores anymore. What do we got?
So even some small local businesses or brick and mortar shops are kind of jumping on this Prime Day, but they're coming at it at an opposite angle. So there are these people that are shopping through Prime and Amazon and spending all this money in this giant e-commerce like monopoly. And they're kind of coming at the angle like, hey, we're still here. Shop local, support your local businesses, brick and mortar. Don't spend your money on this billionaire company. Come to us, which lately has been pretty profitable. I've seen a lot of campaigns of shop locally, and I'm pretty sure there's even like a shop local like week.
And there's also Small Business Saturday too. When you go like for Black Friday, the next day would be Small Business Saturday or Small Business Sunday, one of the two.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is just a good thing to do as well. So when you have big e-commerce platforms out here like Amazon doing a Prime Day or something like that, maybe that would also be a good tactic for you as a small business owner, would be to also leverage some deals on that day as well to kind of get people into your small business.
They're already there. They're already planning on spending money. So they're a little closer to closing the deal. So you might as well.
Yeah, fair.
Get your foot in the game as well.
Did you get anything on Prime Day that was exciting, or are you leveraging deals during Prime Day? Let us know on Instagram at viral.solutions.
All right. The next topic we're talking about, a little story. My favorite one that we're talking about today. So I don't know if any of you remember, many of you probably will, the Muffin guy on YouTube. He did.
This is one of my first videos I ever watched on YouTube.
Same.
Actually, the second one. And it's weird because I know the two videos that I ever watched for the first time when I was like, 7 or 8?
Yeah.
My brother showed
YouTube
me.
was like OG.
Yeah. But it's making a comeback.
It is. So this guy, he did the shoes. Like, let me get those. What is it again?
It was like shoes. We'll show it on screen right now, just to re-jog your memory if you were back in the OG YouTube days.
So this guy, Liam Kyle Sullivan, he's an OG YouTube creator, and he made the shoes and he made the Muffins video. So Magnolia Bakery, which is I think they're now more of a chain. It used to be a New York bakery, but now they're kind of like everywhere. They worked with Liam to recreate the Muffins video that he did to promote their new breakfast loaves. So if you don't know the video, he's like, we have banana muffin, paperclip, blood. It got like really crazy as the video went on. So, and this video pretty much like their ad, it's a 2-minute YouTube spot. And then they're also clipping it for like TikTok and reels and stuff like that. But it is pretty much an exact replica of his Muffins video. And he's just holding up their different breakfast loaves. And he does make some funny ones. Like, I'm pretty sure he has like a yoga loaf with like a Barbie doll on top of it.
They had a fish one, one that's on fire, you know.
Yeah, he even had the same wig and the same outfit he wore. And I'm pretty sure they even filmed it in like the same kitchen that he did back in like, it was like probably 2007. Like, it's way back.
It looks old. Like pretty much the exact same. We have it on screen right now. But like, literally though, this brings me back to when I was watching YouTube, and it honestly makes me want to buy some breakfast loaves.
Yes.
They know they're tailoring to the right audience.
Yes, they hit, nostalgia is huge right now. I feel like I've seen many other brands, like either their advertising is going back, like Burger King rebranded and their font is very like 70s, their color palette's very like 70s. So nostalgia is just very big in the marketing field this year, and they hit it on the head for sure. Because ever since I saw this story, I cannot stop talking about it. And I even like texted my sister, because me and her used to watch that all the time, and I was like, "You watch, this guy's back. It's so funny.
The Muffins guy is back."
Oh, it's been great. And so even the Sullivan guy was like, when he made that character, he was like, she's a spokeswoman, like to sell muffins. So he's like, yes, I'm 100% down to do this ad with you, Magnolia Bakery. Like, this is what that character is born to do, and it's great. So I highly recommend watching it. Bringing
back the old OG YouTube days when you didn't really have to worry about anything. It was just silly little videos.
Silly, goofy, crazy videos.
And also we're going back to nostalgia for the internet. That's insane.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there you go. We'll link it down below if you want to watch that ad, but very, very interesting.
Yeah, props to Magnolia Bakery. I think that was a great campaign that they came up with.
All right, so our next one here is a trending story about streaming services. Now, we subscribe to what? Like, there's probably like 13, 14 different streaming services you can probably go to now.
Paramount and like Discovery Plus. Like, they have so many now.
Yeah.
It used to just be Netflix.
See, now I get to the point of where like I have to go on like a website like justwatch.com, which is awesome, by the way. It's like a good tip for you. If you ever want to find out where like a movie is streaming, you just type it in and it tells you what streaming platform it's on.
I need to remember that, because I always struggle. Because sometimes I feel like the internet lies to me. It'll say it's on Hulu and then I go and it's not on Hulu.
Because you have to like buy like Hulu Premium or something like that, or like whatever.
Stars Plus thing added to it, whatever.
So yeah, that's a good tip for you. Justwatch.com. But so there's a story about how is the binge watching era officially over. So studios are pivoting kind of away from full season drops. You know, like look at Stranger Things, like we talked about last month, right? They kind of just dropped, you know, a part 1 and a part 2, you know, that kind of like breaks it up a little bit, you know, to kind of create more buzz technically, because like you're hearing it twice, you know, around the world. But they're kind of going away from this, and instead they're trying to keep people around longer for advertising purposes by just kind of dropping episodes incrementally. Yeah.
So yeah, Netflix was the first one to kind of, in 2013, they came out, they dropped the entire season of, what was it? I think I wrote it down.
Like House of Cards.
House of Cards. And everybody just lost it. They're like, oh my gosh, I can binge a whole season in a day or two. Like, it really changed the way that we take in media and television shows and movies and stuff like that. But yeah, so now they're kind of switching, like you said, Stranger Things. And there's a few other, Ozarks, I think they did with that too. And Money Heist, they did 2 parts. So the strategy here is it keeps people from binging a show and then cutting off the service cold turkey. If they want to find out how their favorite show ends, they're going to have to stick around a couple months, because like they drop something in the summer and then they drop something in the fall. So it keeps people from just binging it all at once and then leaving.
Which is, I feel like it's a little bit anti-consumer.
Yes.
But it makes the streaming service happy, right? Because you're keeping people around. If we look at like Netflix, people were leaving in droves, you know, so if,
They're really
if
struggling
Netflix
this
is
year.
releasing whatever it is, people keep their subscriptions for longer, probably wait until that month, you know what I mean? That month deadline when people like get cut off. And then also it keeps advertisers happy as well because they're sticking around longer.
Yeah.
It gets their ads in front of more eyes, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I feel, because instead of binging it all at once, they're going to be getting impressions over a longer period of time, which is what they want. That's more bang for your buck. And I feel like, so these companies definitely are pushing more their business models more to make their advertisers happy because they need money. Obviously, Netflix has been struggling this year and everybody's like dropping and they're like going bankrupt. Like, so they're appealing more to them. But in when they did a survey, I can't remember. Well, I'll try to find out the source and we'll put it in the show notes. But it actually is only 51% of viewers prefer being able to binge a season. So it is the majority, but it's very narrow. I believe it's 51%. We'll have to double check that. But so it's a narrow majority. So
that's interesting. I would not think it would be that way because I'm the latter. I would rather binge a whole season, or I'm the former. Yes. I would rather binge a full season than have to wait every single week because then I forget, I don't get notified. Like, I'm like, oh wait, there's a new episode out. Okay.
See, and now I think Joel and I are the latter now. We were, especially with Disney Plus, when the Marvel shows are coming out every Wednesday, new one would come out, and like The Boys on Amazon Prime. I think it built, and we're busy, like this summer, especially we've been very busy. And now that I'm more of an adult with like a full-time job and everything, I don't have as much time to watch TV. So it's nice that I don't feel like I have to like keep and binge and keep up with like the social stuff. Because when people binge shows like that and then they start doing spoilers on social media, I'm like, no, like I can't binge it. I can't binge it right now. Don't get me wrong, there are certain things where I will binge it. Yeah. Like I'll let it build up and then I'll binge it. Definitely have done that. But so yeah, it seems like it's kind of pivoting. Like more consumers are actually okay with the slow release of stuff, but we'll have to see as more data comes out on that because they're just kind of starting to do that this year.
Well, let's ask you, the viewer, what do you guys think? Would you rather binge a full show or would you rather have it come out incrementally every single week? Let us know.
Let's get our own data on this, huh?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So the next little story we have is about AR filters for influencers and e-commerce companies. So what that is, you might know, like you can try on glasses, like you can go on Warby Parker or any of those places and you can like
try on the glasses before you buy.
Virtually try them on, kind of see if like you like them, or you can try on lipstick shades. I know a lot of skincare and like makeup brands will do that. So that's kind of how it started, but now it's shifting more into just brand awareness filters. Like I know Macy's had a campaign. It was like a pride campaign and they had their own filter like on Instagram and Snapchat where it wasn't trying to sell anything. It was just celebrating and it had like the Macy's logo and it was more of just like a top of mind brand awareness tactic for them than trying to sell anything.
Yeah. And we've seen that a lot recently. I think Snapchat has been a really big, they kind of kickstarted it with lenses is what they call it. And you can actually make those yourself as a small business owner. If you ever look that up, it's called the Snap Lens Creator Studio, I believe. We'll link it down below. I've actually played with it quite a bit. Just kind of like make little filters and stuff like that you can use to kind of promote. But now we're seeing, a lot of big brands use this tactic to kind of, I've seen movies on Snapchat.
Snapchat filters are insane lately. Yeah. Like there's so many. And there's so many brands. It is getting very commercial.
Yeah. I mean, and they're fun to do, to send to friends and everything. It's just a question of whether or not that, how many people actually, am I going to go out and buy? Or am I paying attention to this? Or am I just sending something dumb to my friends? It's 30 seconds.
For me, I feel like that's most of it. Like I see like a funny face. I'm like, oh, and then I honestly I have my blinders on. I'm not even looking at like the branding around it. And I would not be 10 seconds after sending that Snapchat, I probably would not be able to tell you what brand that was.
Yeah.
But
because according to eMarketer, only 4%, right? Only 4% of people use these augmented reality filters regularly.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is growing. So it's it could be important for you to kind of get in there early, get used to it. And then as it grows, it might be more of a stronger tactic for you to use. Because there are going to be people that subconsciously see that brand, see that logo. And then it, like I said, it's top of mind for them. And then when they go see it in the store, they're like, they feel like they have a familiarity with it and they might buy something. I don't know.
Familiarity. And like, it kind of just goes along with kind of what we're seeing as a shift in tech and what we're going to be using in the future, right? We're talking about Apple potentially making an augmented reality glasses or lenses.
Oh yeah, I forgot
that's going to
about
be
that.
coming out soon. Possibly, that's the rumor. We have Meta coming over here with their virtual reality. Like, that's their whole big mega push. I've been seeing tons of ads. I was at the gym the other day, and it was on like all the screens. Like, there was a Meta ad for like somebody using
God, now they're starting to push
virtual
that
reality
now.
headset, and so they're trying to, there's a lot of these tech companies trying to familiarize the public with this new way of using tech, moving away from the glass phone in our pocket.
I know. Oh my gosh. What is it going to be in 5 years?
I know.
What are I just read a book called Feed. If any of you have read that book, oh my gosh, let's be best friends. But look it up. It's crazy. It's about literally having like advertisements like in your brain. They have a thing called a feed, and like it's like feeding you what you want to buy. And it's like, is that where it's heading? Oh my gosh. Like, I mean, probably not anytime soon because it's literally a computer that they like put inside your brain. But
okay, I mean,
that's a little futuristic.
That's a little futuristic. There's a little Black Mirror. But
there's just tech companies are really pushing and innovating and creating all these really cool things. And one last thing to say about it is, it's also a good way to measure your campaign because, like on Snapchat, you can see how many people used that filter. Yeah. So you can get a good number and see how many eyes technically saw that, like I said, they might not remember it.
There's usually a CTA on them too, because you can click it and actually get sent to buy tickets to the new Spider-Man movie or something like that. So again, you're right. Measurable, but
it's very measurable. But so this is still, a lot of this stuff is still kind of in beta. There's a tech company called Effect House, which is making these AR filters for TikTok, and only like influencers and like bigger brands can use it, and still in beta. Like, not everybody can use it, but it seems to be that AR, augmented reality, is kind of where things are shifting. Yeah. So we'll probably be seeing a lot more of that in the next couple months, years.
Yeah, you'll be wearing your Apple AR glasses and see a Macy's logo jumping around in your room.
Oh
How exciting.
Gosh. Okay, so the last story that we have to talk about today is, so as the recession looms, everybody's kind of feeling this a little bit, influencer marketing budgets are increasing. So a lot of companies are kind of taking their traditional marketing budgets and siphoning that into influencer marketing. And I think the big reason for this is because when recessions hit, consumers stop buying. They stop buying, they stop feeding into traditional ads where it's like buy, buy, buy. And the way to get them to continue buying is through influencers that they have respect for and they trust.
Like a relationship between.
Yeah. And they're being more personable and organic, more ads feeling organic in the feed. Even if you're paying this influencer and you're boosting this post and it's an ad, seeing an influencer feels more organic than seeing an ad.
Yeah. It's kind of like the thought of, if I see somebody else doing it that I respect, then I will do it too. Actually, you know what? I saw this recently with Charlie Puth, the pop artist. He made he's huge on TikTok and on Instagram Reels. And now he partnered up he's a Panera partner and was making content revolving around, Panera food. Which was interesting. I was like, okay, so Panera is taking an influencer marketing kind of like approach.
That seems interesting. Just seeing Charlie Puth.
Pairing, but you know what? If people really like Charlie Puth, I mean, sure, I'll go get a bowl of soup.
If Charlie Puth likes this soup, I'm gonna go buy this soup. And going back to that too, like if you see an ad, you can skip the ad or you can unfollow some brand accounts, but a lot of people don't unfollow influencers, especially if they're like micro influencers. I mean, both sides. Like you're not going to unfollow Charlie Puth.
No, because I want to see what new music he's really, whatever.
You're going to continue to follow these people. So knowing that these brands are kind of pushing themselves and connecting with these influencers so that they can still be getting in front of their consumers' eyes.
Well, and this also goes to, if we look at some of the social media trends, especially with Meta and Instagram, they're turning, a lot of these social media platforms are turning more into e-commerce platforms as well. We're seeing
especially
Instagram shoppable. Like, they just, the CEO of Instagram just released some new info about how you can anyone can tag a product in their post and have it send over to that, Instagram page's shop feature, and you can go and buy it. So anyone, I could post a picture of me in this rockin' outfit from, Shein or something. and I can link over like, oh, you can buy this shirt. You want to buy it? Okay, sure. Cause maybe people would. I don't think anyone would buy this from me, but
I think just the end of the story is when the recession hits, like I said, people don't pay attention to ads as much, but they're still going to be paying attention to their organic social feeds and the people they follow and the influencers they follow.
Yeah. So if you can get into influencer marketing, go for it. All right. So those are all the interesting marketing stories and trends happening this month. Let us know your thoughts, of course, at viralsolutions.net, or hit us up on Instagram at viral.solutions. All right. Let's take just a look at some of the resources that you can take away from the podcast this month if you missed any of the episodes. We started out this month talking SEO tips with Mehdi Osman, and now you joined me with that, Holland. And what did you think?
She knows what she's doing for sure. For sure. That is her whole bit. She started a business on it. I forgot what it's called now.
It was the Blogsmith.
Blogsmith, yes. I almost said something with brain, but yeah, Blogsmith. So she's definitely a industry leader in SEO, and she had a lot of great tips because SEO can be kind of scary. It's very technical. There's not a lot of rules out there. It's kind of a game, like she said in that episode. It's like playing a game. You have to kind of figure it out as you go. So if you yourself are struggling with SEO, I highly, highly, highly recommend tuning into that episode. It was really informative.
Very good. And she even has a brand new book out that just released called Writing for Humans and Robots.
Yes.
So we'll leave all those resources down in the description below as well. Great episode there. What do we have next?
Then I believe we talked to Michael Hirsch about community building for your nonprofits.
Yeah, Joel and I did that one. And let me tell you, if you haven't watched that episode or listened to it, first of all, that nonprofit is fantastic and you should go check them out. But also it was just a really good topic to talk about because, as we're a digital marketing agency, we focus a lot about, okay, what should we be doing digitally? But for community connection, sometimes it's good to just get out there and make those connections with local businesses, especially if you're a nonprofit, if you need funding or you want them to help you provide resources to the people that you're serving. And I'm a big community engagement kind of person, connecting. So that's a great episode if you're looking to try to maybe for your business or nonprofit to get out there and get some help and, get yourself out there in the community, right? Yeah. So go check that out. That'll be in the description below. And then we closed out this month last week with you and I right here talking about 7 tips for losing customers.
Yes. 7 lessons you can learn from losing customers. It was a tough topic. It's a sad topic to talk about. Nobody likes to think about losing their customers, but there's definitely major things you can take away from that and you will be so much better. Honestly, it's good to lose customers because it keeps you on your toes, it keeps you innovating, and it keeps you moving forward.
Doesn't keep you too comfortable. Exactly. You can never know their next move.
Yes, exactly. So if that's something you're struggling with and you just don't know how to turn losing customers into a good thing, check out that episode. There's 7 of them. There's 7 things.
Yeah. And even if you're not losing customers, it's still good to listen to it to kind of know when it does happen because it is inevitable.
Prep yourself because it will happen.
You will lose customers as you grow. Anyway, so check out all of those great podcasts in the description below and subscribe anywhere you listen to podcasts. I think we got it all today.
Happy July, August. Oh, summer's gone. It's August. Oh no.
It's okay. Well, we're having a great fall. Fall's my favorite season anyway.
Yeah, honestly, same. So I'm okay with it.
If you want to get a little help with your business, go to viralsolutions.net. We have a free 50-point marketing audit that looks at all aspects of your business from top to bottom, tells you what you're doing well and what might need some work. Again, that's for free at viralsolutions.net. Take advantage of that. All right. Thanks for joining us this week. We'll be back again next week right here on The Obsessed Marketer. I'm Andrew Hayes.
And I'm Holland Berkey.
We'll see you next week. The Obsessed Marketer is a production of Viral Solutions and produced by Andrew Hayes, Holland Berkey, and Joel Schmitz. Give us a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to let us know what you think. And send any topic suggestions to viralsolutions.net. Just click the blue chat bubble at the bottom of the page. Visit viralsolutions.net for more information on how to strategize, execute, and grow your business. And subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen.